Hello YouTubers, today I'm gonna show you how to install Mageia 5 in a VirtualBox. You can do it either from Windows or from other Linux distribution. In my case the host system is again Mageia 5 KDE version 64-bit. First thing you need to do is to download the image live DVD ISO from the official Mageia website, which is situated on mageia.org. You click here to download it right away, then click live media, live DVDs, KDE. They also present a GNOME desktop, and let's click on a 64-bit. You either can download it like a BitTorrent or a direct link. I already downloaded, so let's start with the VirtualBox. We will create right now a new one. We'll call it Mageia 5 test. We'll select 64-bit Mageia 64. We click next. This is RAM memory. I'll put 4 gigs. It's enough for my machine. We create a virtual disk right now in the virtual machine. The default option is OK. We'll make it fixed size. I'll put 30 gigs for any case, and it will start creating the VirtualBox disk. I will pause the video until it creates and we'll start again. Alright, it finished creating the VirtualBox disk. Right now we have a space to install our new system. But before that we'll adjust some settings. System, I will put 4 processors to use the VirtualBox. The display I will increase to 128 megabytes. Audio is okay. That's all settings for now. We click on start. We find our live DVD download. Click it on here. Then we proceed with start. And we are presented with these options. We will choose install Mageia 5 or Mageia. In English I think pronunciation is of Mageia is Mageia, but actual word comes from the Greek word Mageia, which means enchantment, magic. So we will see what is the magic of Mageia. This is the KDE version 64-bit, installing on the host machine, which is also Mageia KDE 64-bit. Mageia is quite user friendly, and I find it quite useful for a new user or users coming from Windows. It's easy. You can easily customize it, make it to your liking, and it's a good transition from Windows to Linux. Whoever wants to try Linux can use it safely in a VirtualBox. Okay, we are now continuing. We'll choose our language. English I will choose default. This is a license. Basically it says that Mageia includes some software which might be forbidden in your country, but I think for Europe and USA it's fine. This is basically codecs, flash, and etc. NVIDIA or Radeon graphic cards, proprietaries. We accept the license. Now we need to find our location. Since I'm in Europe, I'll choose, let's say, Berlin. This will help later on in our downloads from the Mageia repositories. It will speed them up. Clock and time zones are okay. Next. I'm using US keyboard. If you're using another language with the keyboard, you can choose from this. Click next. Click next, and then coming to disk partitions. This is our 30 gigabytes disk that we have created initially in the VirtualBox. It is safe. Most users will use these options, use free space, and continue. It will use all 30 gigabytes and automatically partition for themselves. Custom disk partition, it allows you manually to partition this 30 gigabytes. For the sake of clarity, I will do a custom disk partition. We continue, okay. This is the white space, is our free 30 gigabytes space. Linux basically needs two partitions. One is for swap memory, and another is for root. Most modern machines don't need swap anymore because they have a large amount of RAM memory. But for the virtual machine I will create one. Let's say I will put 4 gigabytes. The type will select Linux swap. Click OK. Clicking again on the free space, we will create right now our root partition. Root is denoted with this backslash. We click OK, and basically this is what Linux needs to install properly. We click done, and it will warn us that we'll delete and format these disks. Right now these options are okay to leave them checked. It just will remove some unused hardware support, localizations, etc. Clicking next, and it will start the actual installation. Removing the packages. Basically, installing software in a VirtualBox is relatively safe. You cannot delete some important things on your actual hard disk while you are installing other operating systems. But if you're installing Linux on a real hardware and you have also Windows, you have to be careful with the partitioning scheme. There you have to load and guide grep to find Windows, because if you install, it's dangerous to do unless you are knowing what are doing. You might end up deleting your Windows partition. But there are plenty of guides, and I might do one how to install Linux on a real hardware with Windows installed on it. And probably I can do it in some of the next videos. Alright, it's started right now copying from the live DVD to the VirtualBox disk. I will speed up right now until it gets to the end. Alright, it finished. Right now we're to the options of the bootloader. We'll use grep with graphical menu. Booting devices is gonna be our VirtualBox disk. I will leave 0 seconds until this is the delay before booting default image. Security, we don't need this right now unless you're installing on a real hardware. This is a password for the initial boot. It will stop you on the booting window, ask for this password, but we don't need them right now. Clicking next. Right now this is what will be shown on the booting window and initially from where to boot. Click finish, it's fine with the default settings. And right now it asks for restarting. We click finish. I have to remove the live DVD. I have to do it. I have to shut down the system right now, and I will start it again. Power off. Okay. Start. Alright, it finished and continues with the installation. It right now connects to the Mageia repos to update some of the software lists. I will pause until it finished doing this job. Okay, it finished, and we end up with these setups here for administrator password, for which we need to administrate our computers like network, hard disks, securities, etc. In Windows it's called administrator, but in Linux it's called root user. We'll put some short password. Then you can enter your name if you want. You choose a login name. I'll choose password will be a short one. As you can see, this icon is red and it says password is trivial to guess, so this is weak password. In a real installment you need to add to make your password larger with more characters. We continue with next. Okay, we need to have and we're almost finished with the installation. Enter our user password. Enter. Excuse me. And that's it. That's the installation. We hear right now the sound. Mageia welcomes us with this welcome window. The good thing about Mageia is that it automatically recognizes our resolution of the screen. Not all Linux distributions have this by default. You need to do additional steps in order to make it proper resolution. Otherwise you'll end up with small window and you will not see much. I think that's it for now. This is the installation of Mageia. One more thing, Control F makes you full screen. Control F gets you back to the other screen. And that's it. Thank you very much, and see you next time.